Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Made up for yesterday. Got my 6 miles. Got the 6 miles that I missed yesterday. I got them today. Technically, it was supposed to be a rest day, but had to make up for the situation yesterday where I had to stop because of my guts. I had to stop, use the bathroom. I didn't get my full 16 miles in, so I got 10 and I added my 6 today. That makes it for 16, all right? Anyway, just had to get that out the way early, all right? Because it was fucking with me all day yesterday. You know, one of those things when you're really a highly motivated person, you just can't wait to get back out the next day, bring the energy, bring what you got to do. That's the beautiful thing about the training business, about training, about having that ambition, having those goals set so high. You just can't wait to get back out there after a day in which you didn't perform what you felt like was your best, all right? So, as far as today's Move Swiftly thought, speaking of yesterday, what actually happened, in all likelihood, I can't officially say it has happened, but in all likelihood, given the way social media works and how these platforms and these accounts and just the way the internet is all over the place with the internet, most likely I'm going to have to create a brand new LinkedIn account. I believe my LinkedIn account got hacked, and for some reason another email got in there, and now I can't even log into my own LinkedIn account. So the only solution is to actually create another one. So this was actually very unfortunate because I put out a newsletter every single Tuesday, and I have them batched, so they're coming out every Tuesday. They're scheduled to come out every Tuesday until, a certain amount of time. And I believe all the way till October, I had them ready to come out, and it sucks now because I got to go back and put all the articles out, and I go find all the connections, the whole thing, right? It's really, really tedious shit that, hey, you're going to be in this business, shit like that happens. And it brings me to today's actual thought, today's actual lesson, all right? And I heard this, I believe it's Ed Milet. I heard this on his show, was actually shared with me. I don't listen to his podcast regularly, but it was shared with me. One episode was shared with me in which he was talking to this lady who was an internet expert. She's an expert when it comes to e-commerce and creating an audience and creating sales over the internet. And she she came up with the phrase, never build on somebody else's land, all right? Never build on somebody else's land. The reason that it's not going to affect my business, the fact that my LinkedIn account was hacked, it's not really going to affect my business, is because everything that I put out there that is meant for the consumer, I own makeyourmove.com. I bought the domain name makeyourmove.com. Everything you want from me can be found on that one website. You can get rid of my Facebook, you can get rid of my Instagram account, you can get rid of my YouTube account, you can get rid of my LinkedIn account, and Make Your Move is still going to be there, all right? Make Your Move is still going to be there. This podcast that you may be listening to this on, the Move Swiftly podcast, I own those platforms. I have all this stuff saved on my hard drive, and if you want it, just like with LinkedIn, the reason it's not that such a big deal with LinkedIn is because every article that gets posted on LinkedIn was also posted on makeyourmove.com first, all right? That's my link, all right? And when it comes to a lot of business folks and what you guys do, or the problem with a lot of the people out there who want to be in business is you get so dependent on the connections that you're meeting via social media, via Instagram, via LinkedIn, via Facebook. Those connections are very, very flaky because you don't own the platform. And if the platform was to go down, and you lose those connections, you have no way of people getting in contact with you. You had no contact information, or you have nothing but those accounts, which is why it's very important that you make sure you build up your own platforms. You build up your own platforms, create your own content, and make it so when people actually Google you, certain things and major hits come up. All right, don't depend on, okay, just follow me on LinkedIn or follow me on Instagram, or follow me on Facebook and all those kinds of things. Don't depend on that, because those platforms are flaky and they're not made for you. All right, they're made for the person who built the platform to keep you on it. Yes, put your stuff out there, but you always want to have an email list of people outside those platforms, and you also always want to have content coming out regularly, important content coming out regularly on another platform that you created, so you don't run the risk. You don't run the risk of, if your stuff goes down, all of a sudden your business shuts down, all right? This one's huge, all right? This one's really, really huge because you never know when an unfortunate situation like this can happen, all right? And, it's dangerous. And also another thing you have to consider is when you're buying stuff via social media and putting your credit card information on social media, and then all of a sudden it gets hacked. Now, now you can run into all sorts of problems, all right? So be smart, be very cognizant be very aware of a lot of the hackers out there, because they do exist. And that's the one thing about social media accounts that a lot of people didn't take into consideration when building these platforms, is there's just a lot of creepy asshole hackers out there that do a lot of just unethical shit. We'll just say it like that, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into my work, like I mentioned earlier, makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.